I've strayed away from the last few releases, but with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I was prepared to return at full throttle. But I was only here for one reason, and one reason alone. Ceruledge, the coolest Pokemon I'd ever seen in my life. My mission was to find him and make him the strongest being in the universe. And I was not going to fail. And so I created my character. The one man in this world who was going to be able to tame Ceruledge had finally been born. These eyes have seen things. Though I don't think these shorts are really fit for a god tamer, so I'll have to find an outfit that really suits me as soon as I can. Somebody has to get me some new clothes. Statistical now,
Jackson,
man.
Jackson, I'm sorry.
I can change clothes though, right?
There are only 4 outfits in the entire game, and they're all school uniforms.
Are you serious? Every other Pokemon game in the past, 4 years has been like, yeah, you can customize like crazy.
Now, there is one positive. I'm pretty sure some of them don't have shorts.
So I begrudgingly grabbed my stupid, terrible hat. Dude, oh my god, my hair looks horrible in this hat. Met the director of the Pokemon Academy and got to choose my starter. I had forgotten there were going to be other Pokemon on my team aside from Ceruledge, so I chose Quaxly and fully expected to shove him in the box immediately. Until I named him Quaxon, cementing him as my son. It's funny, because my name is Jackson. The rival of this game is named Nemona. She's a fellow classmate, but you probably wouldn't assume that considering she's 8 feet taller than me. My only option was to run away. I spent the next while catching and naming all sorts of Pokemon friends, and eventually found out how to change my outfit. My options were limited, but how bad could they really be? Absolutely not. Well, it might not be a full-plated set of dragon armor, but at least I've got some nice pants on now. I've decided to not wear a hat. If I fall victim to a deadly case of sunburn, then that one's on me. Nemona had managed to catch up, and had she not been interrupted by a mysterious cry, I'm pretty sure I was about to be stuffed into a locker. Side note, Google Docs keeps autocorrecting Nemona's name to pneumonia. So Pneumonia and I found the source of the cry to be coming from a Pokemon that was battered and bruised. I jumped off a cliff and much like real life, my smartphone deployed its gravity function. I went over to help the big guy, but the only thing I had to help him out with was a sandwich. This guy must love ham and cheese. Now feeling rejuvenated and with a full tummy, the mysterious Pokemon headed off towards a cave. I don't know what to call him yet, but he's on the cover of the game, so let's call him Pokemon Violet. Heading deep into the pitch black darkness, it was clear that Pokemon Violet had a mission to follow, and I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna see him again. Oh, he just spawned in. I followed after PV into the spooky cave, and apparently Nemona is here too. On my way, I found a Houndoom standing atop a ledge, staring down at me. Surely I won't have to. Level 40? What if I catch him? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. After getting completely surrounded by a bunch of dogs, we made the abrupt decision to retreat up to Nemona, and the lack of voice acting was ringing louder than ever. Narrowly leaving the cave with everybody's limbs still intact, all was well. Uh-oh. Pokemon Violet seems to have tuckered itself out, and I was gonna have to find the Pokemon equivalent of a Panera Bread soon, otherwise he was gonna have to settle for a Subway. Those things are everywhere. Nemona traded me her cell phone number under the guise of wanting to battle me again. In reality, I know she just wanted to kick my shit in with some cup pong. On the way to our next objective, the lighthouse, I made the terrible mistake of trying to have fun. A curious man named Arvin showed up and practically tried to strangle us out of anger for befriending Pokemon Violet. Also, it turns out that's not his name. His name is actually Miraidon. I'm disappointed. And apparently this guy is also a student, so why am I the only one that looks 12? Anyways, Arvin had a squirrel. I kicked its ass, and he ran off like a little piss baby after not elaborating on anything. But now I could see the school we were heading for off in the distance. Finally, I could play the game again. Never mind. Nemona was explaining what a Pokemon Center is and how economics work, but I was far too distracted by watching a man who vanished into nothing. I explored the land some more, catching every new Pokemon I could find and giving nicknames whenever I saw fit, like the Scatterbug, named Math. It doesn't make sense, and it is not going to make sense. I foolishly tried to enter these hollow houses, and look, the man came back from the void. Turns out he's just stuck in purgatory, forever walking up and down the street. Man, That's the life. Do not try to get the item in the middle of a small lake. Worst mistake of my life. After an encounter with Black Belt Alejandro, who almost wiped my team due to excessive sand attacks, I escaped with my life and stumbled upon a mysterious ancient shrine. They wouldn't let me inside, and I didn't care enough to question it, so I immediately walked away. Eventually, I carved through fields of more Pokemon, more victims, and made it to the school, where right outside, my nightmare was waiting for me, and ready to battle. Nemona introduces the battle strategy known as terastallizing, an ability that can be used once in battle to make your little guy extremely powerful. And still, it wasn't enough. I expected her to give me a fancy bracelet or an ancient ring that grants me this power, but I guess the bullying comes first. Finally, I arrived inside the main hub that held my school and all sorts of shops, mostly filled with sandwiches. Only mostly new sandwiches. I ventured around sprucing up my look and discovering every hat in this game is atrocious, and I explored the rooftops until I fell into an area I physically could not leave. Are we sure there's no jump button? But this is the new school year, and it's the perfect time to make some friends. It sure is tough being a kid. Oh man, you said it, buddy. Yeah? I should have known. One of the main antagonists of Pokémon Violet has made their appearance. This is Team Star's introduction, and by striking the coolest pose I have ever seen, the battle began. And then it was over. Hey, that's your own damn fault for using a Shroodle. Nemona arrives on the scene to scare off Team Star simply by glaring at them, and she hands me a Terra Orb. Looks like the bullied has become the bully. Inside the school, I'm welcomed by and introduced to the rest of my fellow classmates, some of which are looking particularly diseased. All it takes is introducing my name for me to be deemed super friendly and fun, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I am super friendly and fun. Nemona asks me what my dream is, and to me, the answer was simple. I got the chance to wander around the school and made it to the cafeteria, where I once again met up with Arvin. He asked me for my help taking down some special Titan Pokemon around the world, to which I replied yes, and he told me he doesn't need an answer yet. Immediately following my conversation with Arvin, someone named Cassiopeia hacked into my phone and asked for my help taking down Team Star, to which I replied yes, but they told me they don't need an answer yet. Okay, guess I'll go fuck myself. Anyways, off to math class. It's almost like I predicted this, except unlike real life, I actually passed this class. I explored the school some more to look for secrets, but all I could find were more people stuck between dimensions. I met back up with... Whoa! No, ma'am. Pardon me. I met back up with Nemona, who revealed she's already gone through the trials of tackling each gym and becoming a full-blown Pokemon champion. With that team, I got called to the principal's office, answered honestly, and got to meet... Whoa! No, sir. It's nice to meet you. This is Professor Turo, and after seeing Miraidon accompany me for a solid 6 minutes, he's determined that we are destined to be battle partners. Sure, sounds like everybody's got me doing some busy work around here, but fuck it. I'm 13 and small, I got nothing better to do. Yep. I'm still here, Nemona, and you're still following me. They didn't even give me a Nintendo Switch in my damn dorm room. How am I gonna play Pokemon? After like 5 days at the academy, the director decides, okay, that's enough learning. Go touch grass. And he sends out the entire student populace onto a grand treasure hunt to find something that really matters to them. And still, there was only one thing that came to my mind. Inevitably, we found ourselves in the center of town with a big decision. Arvin, Phone Hacker Person, and Nemona are all requesting I follow different paths. One filled with monstrously powerful Titan Pokemon, another with terrifying hordes of Team Star members, and the last one brimming with tough, classic gym battles. Free to explore the entire map, I could choose whichever direction I wanted to go and whatever kind of battles I wanted. However, that isn't my goal. At least not yet. These three were incessantly begging from all sides for me to leave either east or west, each option benefiting one of them in various ways. Arvin even called me little buddy, like apparently we're friends now? I didn't even have time to fully decide before being granted the chance to upgrade Miraidon from friend to form of transportation. Is that why that's his name? Miraidon? I ended up choosing to leave out the east gate. Why? Because Ceruledge is actually an evolved form of another Pokemon, Charcadet. and it just so happens there's one right over here. I caught the Charcadet and I named it accordingly. Him and I were going to conquer this world side by side, and with everything opened up to us, our journey could finally begin. Here in the lands of the Paldea region, history was about to be made. Except that's the end of the video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more. Bye.